We are taught early on that success means standing entirely on our own 2 feet. We celebrate the person who conquers the daily grind and reaches the top, doing it all completely alone. The markers of this ideal are clear, like financial autonomy, a relentless career drive, and strict emotional composure. You handle your own problems. You never let them see you sweat. Yet, a strange pattern emerges among people who achieve this peak self-sufficiency. These highly capable individuals frequently report intense feelings of isolation. They are exhausted, even when everything looks managed from the outside. This diagram illustrates the independence trap. It occurs when self-reliance, a useful coping mechanism, goes too far. The shield we build to deflect life's incoming stressors overextends, and eventually it locks us in the dark. The psychological armor we constructed to survive the world has inadvertently become a prison keeping the rest of the world out. To see how this happens, we have to look at the internal mechanics of a hyper-independent mind. Relying entirely on yourself warps how you interpret everyday human interaction. Every offer of help begins to look like a threat to your autonomy. This animation shows the core error in this mindset. It creates a false binary equation. The hyper-independent brain is conditioned to believe that any display of vulnerability is a direct mathematical equivalent to weakness. Because of that equation, the system seals itself off. Emotional energy gets trapped in a closed loop, bouncing endlessly inside your own head. Because no external support is permitted to enter, your internal reserves slowly deplete. In the real world, this looks like refusing to delegate simple tasks at work. It looks like suffering through a personal crisis in total silence, burning massive amounts of energy just to maintain an artificial facade of control. Attempting to achieve 100% self-sufficiency isn't a sign of emotional mastery. It is a misunderstanding of how human endurance actually works. Evolutionarily speaking, we are not built for absolute solitude. Humans are wired as a collective, deeply interdependent species. Our survival has always relied on the strength of the group. When you cut off that group support, your brain notices. It interprets prolonged social isolation and the refusal to share burden as a biological threat state. Your nervous system goes on high alert. Operating constantly in this heightened state of alarm requires an immense amount of fuel. It rapidly drains your cognitive and emotional reserves, leaving you with far less capacity to handle actual, unexpected crises. Burnout occurs when the entire emotional and practical load of life is forced through a single connection line. This solitary pressure drains the meter to zero, crashing the system from the inside out. Depriving yourself of help to appear strong doesn't make you independent. It guarantees systemic failure. To escape the trap, we must rethink the structure entirely. The healthy alternative sits at the apex of a triangle, interdependence. Reaching that apex requires a few specific steps. First, acknowledge the friction. You have to give yourself permission to feel vulnerable and notice when you are struggling, without immediate self-judgment. Next is the spectrum shift. Stop viewing independence as an absolute trait. It is a sliding scale. You can be highly capable in your career and still need a friend to talk to at the end of the day. Third, actively cultivate interdependence. Identify a trusted network, your tribe, and actually use them. Allow those people to share your emotional load, just as you would share theirs. Finally, practice vulnerability. Think of this healthy flow of energy as a muscle that strengthens with use. Sharing your personal struggles fortifies the connections between you and the people around you, rather than exposing a flaw to be hidden. Distributing your emotional load across a network prevents a single point of failure. Maintaining capacity through connection makes you resilient. Asking for help isn't a loss of power. It is the strategy that makes your strength sustainable.